name is Vince. What I want to talk about is some of the essential things that you should take on any adventure that you go on. This year, 2012, I'll be taking a lot of trips. Wanted to definitely do one a month, if not twice a month, and upload it for you folks so that you can see. I started a journal many years ago. Not just a writing type journal, but also a lot of DVDs. I may put together bits and pieces of places that I've been over the last, especially since I got my Harley. I got my Harley back in 2000. Yeah, 2000. And I basically been riding Harleys ever since. But I've been riding motorcycles for probably about 34 years now. And I've enjoyed it. Years ago when I was a lot younger, I was using it as a necessity to get back and forth to work because my car wasn't that dependable. Had a 56 Ford, yeah, believe it or not. Anyway, getting back to the video that I'm going to put together right now, it's basically on the essentials that you should always take with you. And one of the things I do want to mention is water. That's going to be the first topic, is water. And what you want to do is make sure that you always take plenty of water with you. If you have saddlebags, it makes it easier. I use a little lightweight type cooler here, just a little collapsible thing, so that this way once your water's used up, if you recycle your plastic bottles someplace, you can just collapse it up and have more storage room in your saddlebags. But it's also lightweight as well. And what I usually do is I take one bottle of water for about every hour I'm going to be out there, especially in the hot weather. And usually that should be enough to get you by for the day, because you can always stop at a gas station or something like that. But at least you'll have enough water so that should you break down or something. But it's very important, especially in a climate that I live in, which riding season is, if you can bear a little bit of cold in the wintertime and a little bit of rain here and there. For the most part, riding season is 365 days a year. But in the summertime, it gets very warm. And I would say anywhere from 95 to about 115 degrees on average out here in the desert area of Southern California. And I usually try and head out towards the beach area in the summer and the desert areas in the wintertime, just because it makes for a nicer ride and so forth. But anyway, make sure you have plenty of water, and my recommendation is bring 4 of these waters. And what I usually do is I'll cool them at night when I know I'm going out on a ride, and I'll put 2 cold ones at the bottom, and then I'll freeze 2 on top in the very warm weather. And this way it keeps the ones on the bottom cold. By the time you're ready for the frozen ones, they're usually cool anyway. Or you can also, if you want to take a little less water, let's say your trip is very short, you can just take an ice pack, because I like cold water or cool water. But nonetheless, water is important, and it's a necessity to survival in the very warm climate that we're in. Another tip that I also recommend is the night before, after you plan out your trip, make sure that you drink plenty of water. You want to get your body as hydrated as possible. You will use a lot of that water internally to keep your organs functioning throughout the day. So the rule of thumb is that once you start getting thirsty, basically you've dehydrated a good portion of your body, and that's not good, because you use a good part of your brain. Probably more of your brain functions are used riding a motorcycle than a car, just because you're always being on the alert, and you have to be attentive to everything that's in your surroundings. Other things I recommend is that take a bungee cord. You never know. You go someplace and you might want to buy something. So you're kind of limited to what you can buy. So what you can do is strap it down, or a backpack is also ideal, which you can roll up, keep in your saddlebag, and if you need it, you can take it out and you have a little bit more storage space. I have saddlebags on the back of mine. I also have on my Road King, I have a very large tea bag that I can take with me as well if I should need additional space. And also on my Sportster, I have a small little bag that I put on the back rack. So storage is important. You never know, when you might need the extra space, especially on a long trip. If you're just riding around town, obviously you don't need any of that. But for long trips, I recommend getting as much storage as possible. I also recommend taking a small little first aid kit. You never know. Cuts, bruises, you get a burn or something like that. What I usually do is I'll take, in my kit, I'll have a little bee-type thing, because I've gotten stung by bees, and it's not very pretty when you have to pull off to the side of the road and take mud and get the stinger out. But I have done that. I've used natural resources to basically survive out there. So just some minor little things, bandages, ointments, things like that. I also have, for longer trips, I have a little blanket that's kind of like a little thermal type thing that you may or may not need should you break down and you get cold. It'll kind of keep your body warm. So survival is important, and you always want to think of what if I break down, because you're on two wheels and you get a flat tire, and even though you may call Harley Davidson to get you out of trouble, get you out of a jam, it could be a while. And some of the places I've been, out to Borrego Springs, 115 degree out there, although I haven't broken down, but I have made many stops. You certainly don't want to be sitting out there for 3-4 hours waiting for help to arrive, and help obviously in the way of a dealership. Now, you obviously can always get help. You never know who might be riding by. I belong to a couple of different clubs that I should break down. Hopefully one of them will hear my cry for assistance. I don't want to say help, but a cry for assistance to come and get me out of the jam that I happen to be in, so forth. Other things you might want to take is getting back to the water. What's also important is the water. If you take a very long trip, I recommend you get one of these containers. You strap it over, and since I don't have cruise control on my either one of my motorcycles, what I'll do is I'll put it over onto my left side, and this way I can reach for the water, just pop this up, put the water in my mouth as I'm riding, and then I can definitely stay hydrated. These are ideal if you're in a group, because maybe you're getting thirsty quicker than your partners are or something like that, and maybe they don't want to stop, or you don't want to have them stop the whole group because you're thirsty. So this is a good this here is a good means of getting yourself hydrated while you're still traveling on the road. And it's very safe, because you're carrying it on your side. You're just reaching down with your left hand and popping it in your mouth. Another little thing I recommend is, so I got this, this is just, I don't know, I think I paid like $5, $6 for this thing many, many years ago. But it's got a lot of the little essential things that you might want to just have on you. You never know, especially if you're traveling at night. And I used to do a lot of traveling at night. Or I'd get out there in the daytime, and by the time I got back, many times I've gotten back 12, 1, 2 in the morning, and so forth. One time I actually got back at 3 in the morning. Some of the folks that I was with broke down, and they needed assistance. So a flashlight, just a little flashlight. And the nice thing is that I also have in my saddlebag a little kit too, but this is something that I just carry on my body, on my belt clip. Clips nice to it, and I can reach it real quickly. But I recommend a flashlight that doesn't require, that works on LED or requires no batteries. This way you can continue to just hand crank it and have it. A lot of times I travel without my full helmet. Now if I take a long trip, I'll put my full helmet on just because of the environment that I'm in, and I just want to make sure that I have the safety. But this here is earplugs, okay? Not so much for the noise. These things you just twist here like this. You get it all nice and round here, and then you just put it in your ear, and then it expands. And believe it or not, these things work really well. What I would do is I'd put these in. Some folks put them in because of their loud pipes and things like that. Loud pipes don't really bother me, although it is becoming more and more of a concern out there. But I'll put these in as I'm doing long distance rides and I have maybe my half helmet on or something. And the reason for that is because I want to make sure that I don't have bugs going in my ear. And the wind, believe it or not, the wind can really irritate your ears worse than, say, the noise on a muffler, or at least that's what happens with me. Okay, so we got the flashlight, we've got the earplugs. Also, I carry an extra battery, because you never know, and I always make sure that these are, if they're not rechargeables, I always make sure I put a new one in, especially for, like I said, long trips. But you'll know the type of trip you're taking and what you should take with you. Okay, I always take nail clippers with me, because you never know, you get a hangnail or something like that. So take your nail clippers with you. Okay. Then I also have in here, along with the, if I can get it out here, is just a little handy dandy knife. Now believe it or not, I got this free. In fact, I've got quite a few of these free. This is a real handy tool because it's got a lot of different things on it, so you never know if you'll need anything. In case you meet a certain person and you want to have some wine or something, you got your little wine puller there. Okay, then you got your little screwdriver and bottle opener. Okay, in case you'll need that. You never know if you need a saw. It's a little saw there to saw something, maybe a hose or something like that. And of course your knife and another little gadget here, which is also a knife, and well, it's a little pointed thing, and it's also a bottle opener too. So and lastly is a little pair of scissors. You never know. I don't know what you need a scissors for when you're on the road, but it's got a lot of little gadgets on here, so it's important to have a few little things that you may need. And of course, this here is a little pick.